Welcome to the CV Confidence Coach podcast with your host, Liz Maguire, where she helps you to learn the secret of an interview-winning CV. Liz shows you how to deliver a compelling CV which increases career confidence, optimises your professional visibility, and opens interview doors. Tune in weekly as she shares proven and simple strategies to help you craft your interview-winning CV. Make sure you head over to www.giraffecvs.co.uk to subscribe for our free newsletter with more CV writing and career tips.
Hello once again. Last week, I spent an incredible day learning about money mindset with the fabulous Denise Duffield-Thomas of Lucky Bitch. The one-day money masterclass promised to release your money blocks and fast-track your first-class life, blasting the lid off what you thought was possible for your income in 2015 and beyond. In case you haven't already heard of this Australian money guru, Denise Duffield-Thomas specialises in helping entrepreneurs to overcome money blocks and in turn to create enjoyable and profitable businesses so that they can touch more lives and contribute to the abundance of the whole planet. Now, I have to be honest with you, I'm usually a little bit of a skeptic and I can't help myself. I do a little bit of eye rolling when someone promises to change my life completely. But luckily for me, back in autumn 2014, when I booked myself on the course, I suddenly felt open and ready to welcome change. It was the right time, the right place, and I'm really glad that I freed my mind. I got a ton of positive vibes out of the course and it's really energised me, so that's great. But I wanted to talk today about how money mindset can really hold you back, and it can actually sabotage your career prospects and initially sabotage your CV. But let me tell you a little bit more about what I learned first of all. Now, when I talk about abundance and wealth, I don't just mean financial gain. I'm talking about, and Denise was talking about, embracing and celebrating your day-to-day life, showing gratitude for your health, your wealth and your happiness, and confidently rising up to take your place in the world. And of course, attracting and accepting financial rewards that go with it. And then you can use this cash to make a bigger impact, to achieve more, help others, and to realise dreams. Now, Denise talked about money blocks that actually prevent people from being abundant, and she challenges her audience to reverse the stories that they tell themselves that are really limiting their wealth. These stories can range from money should be hard work to I'm not good enough or qualified enough or I'm not experienced enough to achieve a certain income, right through to, well, the income bracket that I'm in fits really well with my family background, so who am I to want more? I often come across people who are worried about being too big for their boots, about overplaying their hand, and I think it sometimes limits your income potential, this kind of attitude. I do understand it. I'm there too, but it's kind of limiting. The stories you tell yourself, really, we don't ever challenge. It's part of who we are. And we just accept that that's who we are, that's our accepted makeup. But perhaps we should challenge them because, as I said, these self-defined limits really can hold us back. Here's a case in point from my own history. I've always been quite a grafter. I've held every Saturday job there was going when I was younger, and held these kind of service roles all through my secondary and university education. I think I've been a mushroom picker. I've worked in a hospital. I have worked in pubs and tea rooms, shoe shops, all sorts. When I was younger, I did everything. So I was used to working hard for money, and I think I kind of got into that mindset that you had to put in a certain amount of hours to get a certain wage, and that was how it was. But during my final year at university, attention and conversation inevitably turned to jobs and what the next step was. And this actually made me laugh when I was thinking about this, because how things were different. It wasn't that long ago, but we didn't really think about getting a job until the final year of university. We weren't getting internships. I don't think I knew one person who had an internship, but things are very different now. Anyway, I digress. But I remember being shocked to hear a friend say that they wouldn't accept a job that was paid below a certain level. I was really surprised. I felt that we weren't in the position to be bargaining in this way as new graduates, but for me, that kind of attitude of entitlement didn't sit comfortably with me. I really believed that I needed to start small, earn my stripes, and gradually build up a firm foundation for my career success. I suppose, in short, I didn't have the confidence to position myself in that way. But others did, and they believed they could achieve a certain income, and they did, and they flourished. Now, looking back on my early career, I don't wish it had been different. I really had a fantastic start because even though I was on quite a meagre salary, I have to admit, I really learnt a lot. And now when I look back on the jobs I've held, my first job made me the most rich in terms of who I am. I really, really enjoyed that experience. And when I look back on it, in some ways, my first job gave me the most riches because I look back with total fondness and I think it's informed a lot of who I am today. So there's more to life than money, but there is the point that I could have been more confident about my salary expectations. I told myself this story about my income potential and I believed myself. And the only person who stood in a way of a better starting salary was me. And in actual fact, I went for a few interviews for jobs with higher salaries, but I really let my self-doubt sabotage my chances of selection. And I can remember panicking and mucking up. So I didn't get those jobs, but it all worked out okay in the end. So as I said, my first job actually created a wealth of opportunities for me and an abundance of memories, which I treasure beyond financial reward. But I thought it would be useful to share my experience and to see whether any of it resonates with you, because perhaps you're telling yourself that you're at your income potential, and perhaps if you position yourself in a different way, you might open more doors. Throughout our lives, there are potential turning points and opportunities to be seized, and with the right mindset, you really can believe and achieve. So today, my goal is to increase my clients' career confidence, to optimise their professional visibility, and open interview doors through the medium of a compelling CV. Your CV really is a vital part of your career toolkit, and it has the potential to showcase the professional you and to position yourself for game-changing career opportunities. On the other hand, and in many cases, a CV can really be a pretty weak representation of what you have to offer. So it can go two ways, but what I'm saying is you have to make a conscious choice and set your mind in the right mindset before you start writing your CV to determine which option you're going to go with. When clients come to me with a wallflower of a CV, the message they're sending out is that they really don't value their professional offering. They don't merit their skills and they don't want to big up their achievements. So they need to ask themselves why someone else reading a shrinking violet of a document, why would they believe in them when they themselves are not showing a great deal of belief in themselves? One of the best parts of my job is when I see someone's mindset shift as they read their new CV. And you can see them basking in the warm glow of their career achievements, and it instantly improves their confidence and stature. It's fantastic, and that's what a new CV, the right CV, can do for you. I recognise that the CV is just one element, and really this shift really needs to happen within and be sustained from within. So ask yourself, are you telling yourself money stories that are really limiting your capacity for abundance? Are you doubting your self-worth? If that's true, stop right there and rip up that storybook. Recognise your value and revel in your achievements. And when you've done that, write them down on your CV and then let others feel your presence and impact. So this week, I challenge you. Give yourself the permission you need to break free of these limiting beliefs and present yourself for success. And as Denise Duffel-Thomas so rightly says, it's your time and you are ready for the next step. Thanks for listening.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the CV Confidence Coach podcast. If you did, please do leave a review and subscribe here in iTunes to make sure you don't miss the next show. Head on over to www.giraffecvs.co.uk to subscribe for our free newsletter for more CV writing and career